bro. You got the micro. I don't know. I don't know even what that would mean, but that'd be lovely. I would not mind having that on like a resume. Just icon macro, bro. It's got to be bro at the end too, or it's just not worth it. Not worth it at all. Here we are on Dusk Towers for Game 2 of this Best of 5 series. In the top right-hand corner, representing Serbia, it is the Yellow Terran BeastyQt. Up 1-0.
And down in the bottom left, our German Protoss, it is Monty.
Oh yeah, that zoom in action, guys. Props to Trigonal, our observer, our streamer. He is our everything, and so really thankful that he can be here to support us and this ongoing.
So we've got Monty doing.
I have a filter on, so I don't know if it's like a really big swear word or not. Like I don't know what's actually going on with that, so I can't see your profanity, Trigonal. But you know, we'll see.
We've got another command center first here from BeastyQt. So I think he's feeling pretty comfortable to get that, you know, that pretty quick expansion again. Monty,
I mean, he defended
probably
game
going to
one.
scout that.
Monty will get in there, but oh man, I didn't mean to do it on all. That was my bad. Meant for the observer cap. But even with that, you're saying he's feeling good, he's feeling confident. Well, he did this game one. He went CC first, and he defended fine. He was able to get on out of there. There's no pushing. You're gonna see Monty here like, oh, maybe I can delay something. Maybe I can do anything. But Monty is gonna go 1-for-1. They're both gonna decide to go macro, but I feel like BeastyQt, after really just defending fine and getting a slightly better macro build, I don't see any place where there is going to be a Trinket in his armor to be able to get your arrow down through. I think BeastyQt is going to be fine in this game too.
I think so too, especially here at the start. I mean, Monty sees what's going on, but you know, at this point he's already expanded. He's done a standard gate expand, so it's going to be a while before he starts to put the pressure on.
Definitely. The probe for Monty will fall back, but it does get a great view into the main base of BeastyQt. Sees pretty much the same thing as he did in the first game. Now we have a Reaper once again on the way, and at least this time, it's not going to have to scout. Maybe it will scout for proxies, but we'll see the micro BeastyQt come into effect even more. Of can he get some kills? Can he spot exactly what Monty is doing? Which for now, kind of middle of the road, but actually there's the robotics facility in a very precarious, very open position where I think BeastyQt may just mosey on in and say, oh, hey, cool, robotics, and go back on home.
Yeah, this Robo, it's pretty, you know, that's kind of normal in PvT. I don't even know if BeastyQt actually saw that. No, he did not. So he does not know there's a Robo out. This Robo could signal that Monty may want to be doing a drop, getting that quicker warp prism out, but we'll see what his plans are with it.
Here's the Reaper coming on.
A Twilight Council, and a bit of
Twilight, but is that just a mind game? Let's say the Reaper jumps up there and spots the Twilight Council. Could it just jump back down and say, okay, cool, I'm going to see Blink or something? Like, even though there's other things that could obviously happen, that's a very interesting decision. But the Reaper gets in, spots a robotics facility, knows something is on the way. It'll be an observer, not a warp prism, but goes down pretty quickly. And just one thing quickly to say about Legacy of the Void that I love with that Twilight Council, even though we're seeing a DT shrine from it, it's just so versatile right now in Legacy of the Void, and it's really cool stylistic stuff, whether it be Blink, Charge, or Resonating Glaives. You really can kind of go towards your style in each of the matchups, but he doesn't care about that because Koshkii, he's a Koshkii Protoss player. He's a part of your faction.
He is. Those DT drops, I love it. I think it's a very solid build. You know, even if your Dark Templar don't get much damage done, even if they do 0 damage, you've got Dark Templar to harass with later. And you've got Dark Templar to defend. If a drop lands in one of your bases, you know, pop out a DT. They're good units, especially in PvT.
And not only can they directly do damage, but they can kind of do it indirectly, as in, there could be a Warp Prism out there, there can be a DT. The Terran player, aka BeastyQT, is going to have to prep to defend that, and it's a very not fun thing to know that there's something kind of out there at the edges of your vision that could attack you, and BeastyQT wants to know exactly what's going down and does not want to be anything at the edge of his vision, so spots the third Nexus of Monty, scouts the main base, and really BeastyQT, I think, is also scratching his head right now, Koshkii. He's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, the quick third base, I have a feeling, because, I think you can kind of do this with DT sometimes. He's probably feeling pretty comfortable with his DTs. He's like, if something comes to attack me, I can defend with DT. So he's going for that earlier expansion.
Oh. The Marines of BeastyQT move out, and oh man, the Observer of Monty spots all of them moving out. These Marines do have stim, but that's not going to help them here. There's nothing at home.
There's no turrets. Yeah, there's no turrets here. And scan will be available in a little bit, but these DTs, they might even get that combat shield.
Oh man, I think they will get that combat shield. There is no scan at the moment. They get the combat shield, and really at this point the Marines are just hoping to be a physical buffer between the DTs and the SCVs, but there is the scout yet. Could this DT survive? Looks like it's gonna barely get on out of that scan range, and you still have the DT at the natural, and 2 more being warped in, Koshkii. This is just, this is the chink of the armor. You're looking for the chink. Well, there's nothing here at the natural. But this is the opening of the armor. Perfect.
Yeah, so much mining being delayed here, and a lot of damage being done. That combat shield is pretty important. We're gonna have supply depots go down. And behind this, Monty's macroing up. He's getting Resonating Blaze, he's getting +1. He's got a third base now that he's starting to produce from, and he's getting Immortals. He's looking to be in a really good spot.
A 3-base Protoss versus a pretty much 1 base at this point, Terran. It's looking very grim for BeastyQT, and Monty, even though it's not directly cheesy, is just taking a really solid grip on this game. Game 1, it was just a strategy. Let's see what happens. Game 2, I'm going to take this back, but now Monty has to deal with double medevac with only stim, no combat shields, then a Liberator. I think I'm more worried if just BeastyQT can out-micro him and pull him apart. But BeastyQT's got to worry about at home about being pulled apart. There's still DTs at the edge of his vision he's got to worry about.
There's DTs, and to defend this attack from BeastyQT, the Marine drop at least, he can use DTs and overcharge. He's got army to fight
phenomenal point.
This. Yeah, he's got army to fight this. The Liberators are going to delay a lot of mining. That's going to be the biggest problem. 1 Liberator falls, but these Marines going crazy at the third. This might be what BeastyQT needs.
And the probe literally going into a meat grinder of Marines. There's the 1 scan that BeastyQT has. He will be able to clean up that DT, but there's still an Adept, 3 Stalkers, and Immortal, and they're going to be able to reposition quick enough to hopefully deal with these medevacs. There is 1 Liberator kind of providing an area where the army of Monty can't prance through, so Monty can fall back, or pardon me, BeastyQT can fall back onto this, but he's delaying a little bit of mining. However, he's still on 3 Nexuses versus a almost 3 ACC BeastyQT, but BeastyQT's been hit so hard at home, like, he's really hoping he can get some damage done at all in the natural base of Monty. I don't think he can.
Yeah, Monty's ready to just come in here for the attack to get rid of the rest of this, and we'll take out that Liberator. The Warp Prism actually is still alive for Monty. There is a Liberator outside just kind of looking for it, but it has survived so far. The Liberator might catch it. Nope, gets away just in time.
Just a note, workers killed on both sides is 17 to 19. Not too much of a difference. I love that the probe's like, oh no, oh, it's a medevac. And the medevac's like, yeah, you better be afraid of me, but another smaller attack from BeastyQT. Monty's going to be fine at defending it. It's only, 8-ish Marines. Some more Marines coming in off the back, but both sides have traded slaps, and they've gotten out of the early game and are now into that mid-game stage. And even though BeastyQT's on 3CC, Monty's just been mining for longer. He's got his tech. The tech has not been delayed, which is really important. We even see combat shields. We do have combat shields here for BeastyQT, but everything's just almost gone in Monty's favor for this game.
Monty is really ahead here. Oh, so much mining has been delayed for BeastyQT. Those DTs, they got the natural gases as well. They did a lot of damage. So, as long as BeastyQT, or as long as Monty can defend BeastyQT's multi-pronged attacks here, he'll probably be pretty well off.
Mothership Core in the main base could Photon Overcharge, but in the natural, we have a TT and a Death to defend there as the Photon Overcharger should be enough. And at the same time, the third is, it's dependent a little bit, actually. Monty is very far out into the middle of the map, almost onto BCQT's territory, but looks like he's going to clean up this final medevac. But these Marines, they're getting work done. Koshkii, BCQT is eking out a living just very gradually. I think he may be able to even this out, and he's looking pretty good right now. He's got to defend this next attack from Monty.
This attack from Monty shouldn't be too bad. I have a feeling that the DTs can still clean up. I mean, there are scans left, but, you know, DTs are strong too. They can attack Marines and get a few killed before the scan actually runs out.
There's only 10 Marines right here. We do have 6 Widow Mines in total. They're not in the best position, so we see a little bit of damage. All the SCVs are pulled to heal these bunkers. There's a Liberator going down, a big blink forward from Monty, but that just put a lot of his Stalkers in the line of fire from one of these bunkers. The bunker's doing a remarkable amount of damage, double Marauder within that, but there's not enough SCVs healing it. It looks like it's barely going to go down. Still, though, BCQT is going to hold in. Let's take a look at the incomes right now, at least worker-wise. We have 35 of Monty to the 40 SCVs of BCQT, and even though Monty's had a strong income over the course of this, his multitasking skills, just been a little bit too much. He takes game 2. 2-0 on this best of 5.
I am honestly really impressed by BCQT. It was looking so good for Monty. I think one of the biggest factors was that last engagement where we saw the Widow Mines do so much damage to that army. I mean, the Widow Mines it was a really smart move there from BCQT to make those because they really changed the course of that fight.
Of course, this is something that Protosses have always dealt with, but just having all your army, not saying Monty had all his army on one key, but having them all clumped up together. So when BCQT went for his first medevac drop across the map, he took out like 13 to 15 SCVs in the third base. He just dropped down his Marines, probes, dropped down his Marines. They just went into a meat grinder. And then a Liberator sieges up at his natural, takes out workers there, and it was all looking great for Monty. He just needed to solidify his defense a little bit more, whether it be spreading his units out or simply having the Mothership Core ready to do some extra Photon Overcharges. He just needs to be a little bit more wary about that, but it looked like we had a series on the way, but now BCQT, Koshkii, is only one game away from victory and moving on to the semifinals, earning him $75.
BCQT has really shown that he can work well under pressure. First, the proxy with the Stargate, and then